It was a perfectly ordinary Tuesday morning in Croydon, which is to say, grey, wet, and so inherently miserable that one suspects the weather is on commission from the local umbrella shops. John, a 54-year-old IT consultant, was at his kitchen table nursing a mug of tea and wondering if he could invoice for thinking about work. On his laptop screen, a pop-up appeared. System update required. Universe will restart in 2 minutes.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has this to say about IT consultants. They are the only known species who can remain perfectly calm while surrounded by panic, as long as the panic is caused by something they've seen before, like a printer jam. Introduce a printer jam in zero gravity, however, and they will weep like children. The guide notes that the average IT consultant's diet consists entirely of tea, stale biscuits, and quiet resentment toward management. The only known defense against one is to insist that you already tried turning it off and on again. This will cause them to retreat to their natural habitat, the pub.
John, however, did not retreat to the pub. He checked his phone. Same pop-up. Here's microwave. Same pop-up. Here's car dashboard. Same pop-up. At this point, John strongly suspected 2 things. 1. Someone had hacked literally everything. 2. Brenda from accounts had clicked something she shouldn't have again. He didn't have time to confirm either suspicion before something odd began to happen in the corner of his kitchen. First, the light seemed to bend as though the room had suddenly been dunked in warm jelly. Then came the sound, the unmistakable wet, bubbling squeal of a fax machine gargling soup, which, to John's knowledge, should not happen unless you are either in an office in 1987 or hallucinating, or both. Finally, the kitchen filled with the peculiar sight of reality unzipping, not politely, like a jacket, but angrily, like a suitcase that has just realized it is going to Barcelona. Standing before him was a tall, blue-skinned being in a beige cardigan.
Hello, my name is Floop. I'm with the Galactic Patch Management Office. You've been designated technical contact for Earth.
Right.
Universe is rebooting. We've got about 1 minute. Do you have your towel?
My what?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy defines a universal patch update as an utterly terrifying event in which the basic operating system of reality is upgraded, bugs are removed, and the occasional species is accidentally deleted from existence. Much like installing Windows 95, but on a cosmic scale. These updates are typically scheduled centuries in advance, but thanks to a clerical error on the planet Isink, the last one was pushed to every device in the galaxy with a pop-up, which read, "Restart required in 2 minutes. Please save all existence." Note, the planet Isink is famous for 2 things: clerical errors and the galaxy's largest ball of sellotape, which is approximately the size of a bus and just as sticky.
John was still holding his mug of tea when Floop operated a device he held in his hand. The kitchen around John dissolved, replaced first by an alarming sensation of falling upwards, then by the sudden awareness that his atoms were being resorted in alphabetical order. This is not a pleasant feeling if your surname begins with a letter late in the alphabet. A moment later, he landed, still clutching his tea, on a faded carpet that smelled faintly of printer toner and despair.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy describes hyperspatial teleportation as the process by which one is moved instantly from one location to another, while simultaneously having one's sense of dignity removed and placed into lost property. It is almost exclusively used by the Galactic Patch Management Office, who see no need to warn participants in advance, partly because warning them would cause panic, and partly because the look on their faces is simply priceless.
John blinked. All around him were endless cubicles, each occupied by a bored-looking robot wearing a headset. Faded posters on the wall read, "Remember to log your existence tickets."
This is?
The Galactic Server Farm, center of Universal IT. Think of it as the place where the universe keeps all its important files and a lot of very old memes.
Right, and we're here because?
Because Earth's backup file is in this building somewhere, possibly in the lost and found, possibly in finance, possibly under someone's lunch. You might want to hurry.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy explains the concept of a designated technical contact as follows. A completely random life form chosen to act as the primary support engineer for an entire planet during a reboot. This process is handled by an algorithm written in 1974 by an inebriated computer programmer on the planet Vlar, who believed randomness was the purest form of fairness. John was selected for this role when his email address was accidentally appended to the list during a late-night fax machine malfunction. This makes him one of only 6 beings in the galaxy who know how to find the Earth backup file, and the only one who still uses a trackball mouse.
What followed was an uncomfortably fast blur of corridors with labels miscellaneous, finance, and beware of the leopard. John fought off rogue error gremlins, navigated through the cubicle maze, and somehow converted Earth's backup into a readable format by the simple expedient of smacking it with his trackball mouse. Seconds before the reboot, he uploaded the file.
Update complete.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy observes that reality following a major patch update often contains minor discrepancies. Clouds now have an optional dark mode. Time occasionally runs backwards on Thursdays. All bread now contains exactly 1 sesame seed, no more, no less. The guide is also pleased to report that thanks to John's last-minute intervention, Earth survived, though it is now legally married to a small planet in the Deneb system. This is considered an acceptable outcome.
John woke up back in his kitchen. No one else remembered what had happened. Everything seemed normal, except that his fridge now greeted him every morning with,
Good morning, John. Have you considered upgrading your existence to premium?
John sighed, took a sip of tea, and wondered if this is something he could bill for.